Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Bailey Turner. Used to be Bailey Dukeman, also known as Body Fit Balance on Instagram. I got married. That's why my name is Turner, not Dukeman anymore. But today I wanted to make a video to talk about my journey coming off of birth control. This has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to get off for honestly the longest time ever. But every time that I wanted to get off, I was like kind of like still pretty young, like still in college, and my mom was like, if you get pregnant, I will kill you, because she was still supporting me. So I am now married. I have my own house. If it happens, it happens. We're not trying to have a child yet, but if we did, it wouldn't be the worst case scenario. So basically I got off because I was an emotional wreck. Not to mention I was also a full-time nursing student, so that did not help matters at all. But the pill just made me feel really crappy about myself. Like, I was constantly anxious. I was like depressed for really like no reason. I had no reason to be upset or depressed or like not wanting to do absolutely anything. I have a good life. I have a good job. I have a family and a husband that loves me. Like, I was like, why am I constantly feeling like this? I have no idea. Well, then I like started researching things like what could it be like, and I came across the realization that it was probably my birth control. Like, there's so many hormones in hormonal birth control that it just like messes you up, to be honest. And now I'm not a doctor, so do not take my advice. Always consult with your doctor before doing any extreme change, especially coming off birth control. And just know that this is my experiences. It's not to be like taken for medical advice, so disclaimer for that. But anyways, I just realized I was very unhappy and just not feeling myself. Like, I am a very outgoing person. I am very loving, caring, always positive, always like bubbly, and for quite some time, like, I had just not been feeling myself. I was very like moody, and I would literally freak out over the littlest things. Like, pretty sure my family wanted to kill me because I was so crazy. So basically my mood was crazy. That was a huge thing that I noticed being on the pill, and I was on the pill since like 9th grade of high school, so like for 8 years, which is a long time. Another thing that I noticed on the pill that I did not like was I had such low sex drive. Like, I never wanted to have sex, like, ever. This might be a little TMI, but it's true. Like, I truly didn't. Like, I had no drive at all. Like, I just always felt meh. I didn't feel good about myself. It was just not fun. Like, I felt so bad, like, because I am attracted to Zach, but like, I didn't feel just like, I don't know, I just felt meh, and it was not a good feeling. And then another thing that I noticed was I was having a more difficult time losing weight. Now, I'm not saying that it is the pill makes you gain weight, because I don't necessarily believe that, but I do believe, based on my experiences coming off the pill, that it does affect your appetite, which can lead to an increase in weight and like difficulties controlling your hunger, because when it comes down to it, calorie deficit, the only way to lose fat, we all know that. So basically the biggest things why I got off was because I was not feeling myself. I was so like moody, just crazy, psychopath, yeah. My sex drive was like non-existent, and I just didn't feel like I was working out all the time, didn't really have a lot of energy, and just felt like bleh about my body. And like, as a fitness influencer, which I hate being called that, to be honest, but as someone that is so into fitness, like, that was really hard for me to like accept that like my body wasn't looking as good as I wanted it to, and I didn't feel good about my body. Yeah, so basically in May 10th, I decided to ditch the pill, and it has been now almost 2 months off the pill, and I can honestly say that it's been like the best decision that I've ever made for my health and my body. I literally feel amazing. I'll start right now going through what my first like week was without the pill, and then I'll go on from there. I'll kind of like tell it in a chronological story, if that makes sense. So I was on Sprintec, which is a like combo pill, 28 days. So you have 3 weeks of like the hormones and then 1 week of like withdrawal withdrawal bleeding. Yeah, so basically I got off right after my period week. So because I've heard and I've done research about when you should get off, and it's just best to come off naturally like right after you get your period so that your body can like not break through bleed, which I didn't want any of that, and a lot of people break through bleed when they get off like mid pack. So I waited till the end of my pack to stop. I started taking supplements 2 weeks before I got off. So I started taking a prenatal, I started taking DIM, which is a really good supplement for skin and like period symptoms. It also like helps excrete estrogen, or help metabolize estrogen. What else did I take? Vitamin D, magnesium, maca root, because that was supposed to help with sex drive. And then collagen. So I'll link all of those supplements that I did start taking down in the description box below, so you guys know what I took. Now again, consult with your doctor before you start taking anything. Personally, I didn't, because I'm a nurse now, and I just like doing research on my own, and doctors can be really like, I don't know, they just are very skeptical about people getting off birth control. So I didn't really consult with my doctor, but I felt like I made the right decision. Anyway, so I started taking those supplements 2 weeks before I got off the pill, because from all the books that I read, which I will link all the books that I've read and recommend to you guys in the description box below as well. All the books I recommend, or that I read, recommended to start on like a good prenatal vitamin, because the pill depletes so many nutrients. So I did all my research and took those supplements because of the books I read. Now the first week off of the pill was probably the hardest coming off the pill. The hardest since I've been off. My feet are literally falling asleep. I need to adjust this because my legs are falling asleep. I'm sorry. Okay, so like I said, the hardest part about coming off the pill was the first week after my withdrawal period, bleeding, whatever. So that week I experienced a lot of headaches, which I read is most likely due to like hormone changes, and just like your body's like, what the hell is going on? And then I was super bloated, just kind of felt icky, and I wasn't really pooping much. What else? Felt like I was holding a lot of water. I did break out like day 5, day 7 off the pill. Not too bad, just a little bit around my chin, maybe like 3-4 zits. And normally I didn't break out on the pill, because I think Sprintec is actually known for like helping people's skin. So that was my biggest concern coming off the pills, that I was gonna break out like crazy, which I really didn't, which I'm really glad. So I noticed a lot of headaches, a lot of bloating, some cramping, a little bit of breakouts, but that was really it. Like the first week was hard because it was just like my body was kind of like, what the heck is going on? But after that, like the second and third week is when I really started noticing an increase in energy. I just felt like mental clarity. I felt so much better. I still had a few breakouts, but that wasn't a big deal to me. The bloating and cramping kind of subsided a little bit. And then I also noticed that it was really cool actually. I noticed that my body was craving like more fruits and vegetables rather than like junk. And on the pill, I literally wanted fast food all the time, or I would need like something sweet after a meal, and that was always, like, it was always the case. It was so weird. Like, I was just always craving junk, and I felt like no matter how much I ate, it was never enough. Like, I was ravenous. It was crazy. So the minute I got off of it, not the minute, but like a few weeks after I got off of it, I realized that my body was craving like nutrients and like smoothies and nuts and like good food that would make me feel good, and not so much like junk. And that made me feel really good. And I was drinking lots of water, which I always drink a lot of water, which also helps a lot with skin. But yeah, I just noticed that my cravings were less extreme, and I felt like I ate until I was satisfied and not till I was like stuffed full, which was huge. So I immediately, like after 2 to 3 weeks of being off the pill, I lost like 4 pounds. A lot of that was water retention, I believe, but also because I was just not eating as much as I was on the pill. So definitely changes your appetite for the better, I think. It doesn't make you want to eat everything in your house. Now I will say, hi boys. Now I will say that so I did get my period the first month off birth control, which is amazing. I was so happy, because usually that's a really good sign that you are fertile, and you don't have any like underlying issues like PCOS or anything like that. So I was really relieved that I got my period when I did, and I got it the day that I was supposed to get it if I were to stay on birth control, if that makes sense. So I usually got it on like a Tuesday or Wednesday on the pill, like clockwork. So I was really nervous that I wasn't gonna get it, but I ended up getting it, and I got it the same day that I would have had I been still taking birth control. So I will say around like a couple days before the period and then a couple days after, I did feel like I wanted to eat a little bit more junk, and I did break out a little bit, but nothing crazy. And I will also say that my first period the first day was kind of miserable. I was bleeding pretty heavily. My cramps were crazy, because I've truly never had a real period since like when I first got my period in like middle school. So it was kind of nice, sounds weird, but it was kind of nice to get like a real period and feel what it feels like to actually be like a woman, I guess. I don't know, maybe that sounds weird to you guys, but I don't know, I've never had like a real period for a really long time. So the first day was miserable, not gonna lie, but then after that it got so much better. Like day 2 and 3 were a breeze. I barely bled, like it was super light. I maybe had to change my tampon like twice. Yeah, my period only lasted 3 days, which was amazing. And then after that, again, I noticed tons of amazing benefits. My skin just seemed more glowy. I did break out occasionally, but not that much. What else happened? Again, just not craving as much junk. And then my energy, like I'm down like 8 pounds, I think, from getting off birth control, which is amazing. Just because I feel like I'm more motivated to like go to the gym and work out really hard, and I have more energy. I just feel better. I'm not craving a bunch of junk and processed fast food. I'm fueling my body with more fruits and vegetables. I'm drinking tons of water. So I do feel amazing, and my energy has improved. My sex drive has improved a lot, which is good. And then yeah, my mood is just so much better. Like I feel like I'm more in control of my mood, and which is amazing. So all in all, I feel really, really good. I just got my second period off of birth control like a couple days ago. Probably like, I got it, what day was it? Sunday or Saturday. So I did get it early this time. I got it like 3 or 4 days earlier than what I would have gotten it had I been on a same 28-day cycle with my birth control. And I use a few apps, which I'll link down below, Flow and Natural Cycles app, to track my ovulation and periods. So I was a few days early this time around, but again, like it was miserable the first day, cramps like crazy, but then day 2 and day 3 were a breeze, and then it's over. Like it's only 3 days, which is amazing. I'm so lucky. I feel great. I have more energy. My mood is great, like I said. Yeah, I'm just so happy that like 2 months off birth control, I feel this good. So hopefully it continues like this, and I will continue to update you guys on how I feel. Because I know a lot of you are on the same journey as me and you want to get off birth control but you just don't know how, or you don't want to get pregnant or whatever. I totally get you, and I want to let you know that I am here for you. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. I will link all of the supplements, all of the apps, all of the books that I read and I use down in the description so you have it. What else did I want to say? Oh, I get a lot of questions on what we are doing to prevent pregnancy since I am not on birth control anymore. So basically, I track my ovulation with the Natural Cycles app. I use their ovulation predictor or whatever, and I just do my basal thermometer or temperature in the morning upon waking, and you have to do it first thing in the morning. Like, you can't even get out of bed. You have to just put it under your tongue before you even get out of bed. Take it and log it in the thing, and then it predicts your ovulation. And then also to confirm the ovulation, I use test strips, like clear blue ovulation test strips, on the days that they think predict that I'm ovulating. And so that has been really helpful because all the books that I say that you can't get pregnant. You can get pregnant only like 5 days out of the month, which is insane because I thought you could get pregnant anytime. But you can get pregnant 2 days before your ovulation, the day of your ovulation, and I think 3 days after your ovulation. So like 5 or 6 days is like the window. But then other than that, it's very, very, very small chance that you'll get pregnant. Now, don't play with fire here, but just telling you that's what a lot of the books said. So on those days, we use extra protection. But like I said, if it happens, it happens. I wouldn't be the maddest person in the world if it happened, because I want to have lots of babies, but not quite yet. Anyways, I think that's about it. I just really wanted to make this video, and I did a really good job because I don't even think I'll have to edit this, which is awesome. But I wanted to make this video for you guys so that you could get some insight into my journey, and then also so I can help you guys out on your journey, because honestly, this is like the best decision that I ever made for myself, and I'm so glad that I got off birth control because I feel so good. So highly recommend getting off if you can. I would consult with your doctor. I wouldn't necessarily just take my advice because I'm not a doctor, but I can't, I didn't speak with my doctor, so I can't really tell you guys to do that either, because sometimes they just want you to stay on it. But I felt like I needed to make the decision best for me, and that decision was to get off birth control. So again, I hope this helps you. If you have any questions or just want to chat about your journey, please feel free to comment down below, or you can email me, Bailey@bodyfitbalance.com, and I'd be glad to chat. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, give it a like and hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video with me. Thank you guys so much for watching.